Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Leonie and I'm coming to you from South Africa. This is, I don't know what episode. I have no idea what episode we are on. I do know it's the first episode of 2024, and with that, a very happy new year to everybody watching. Thank you so much for all of your support in the last 2 years. I've been at it for 2 years already. And I really appreciate it, and I hope that 2024 will be your best year yet. A few things. So I haven't been here for a while in a regular podcast episode, and I don't know what I have not shown. I think the only thing that I finished that I did not bring down is my Geogradient shawl, the mystery knit along shawl that I did in 2023, which is the mystery knit along by Stephen West that happens in October every year. I didn't bring that with, but I want to say that I did a video of all my makes or all the finished objects of 2023. So I also do not want to be too repetitive. So I will link that below or in a card somewhere here, and you are more than welcome to go and have a look at that. So let's get into the finished objects of 2023 that I have not shown yet and that I really want to show again. Which, yeah, not, if I say not shown yet, it means I haven't shown it on a podcast format. The first of which is my Ranunculus. There we go. This is my fourth Ranunculus that I've made. And the Ranunculus is a pattern by Midori Hirose. And I did this one as part of the knit along that I hosted with my friend Mariette from Die Boervrou in November of 2023. And yeah, I have heavily modified this pattern. The pattern calls for 6mm needles. It's a very loose gauge. That's not what I wanted to achieve, so I used a 4mm needle, and I held fingering weight cotton yarn double. So I wanted a solid shirt. And there you can see a little bit the reason why I don't do white. There's already a small mark on it from something that I spilled on myself. So yeah, this is the cotton yarn that I used is from Cotton Kings. I bought cones when I visited the Netherlands from Hobby Yarns. And yeah, short sleeve. I also extended the body and a little bit more detail. This was the first time I attempted the sewn bind off on my rib on the body, and I will not do it again, especially not on the body. It was, for me, wasn't worth it. It still doesn't, I didn't get sufficient stretch out of it. It took forever. In fact, I think it took me an entire day just to do the bind off on this ribbing. So not my first choice. If I can help it, I probably will not do a sewn bind off. So the quest for me to find the perfect bind off for ribbing, whether it be 1x1 or 2x2 ribbing, persists. If you have any ideas for me, I'm open to suggestions. I have tried the Jenny Surprisingly stretchy bind off. I have tried, and I think that's the one that works best for me still, is the super stretchy bind off, which I found with a tutorial with Knitty Natty in her sock course. For me, that is still the best bind off for ribbing that I've seen thus far, or that works best for me. I've now tried the sewn bind off, and I'm not very happy with that. So yeah, that being said, I still love this top. I love it. I'm definitely going to make more Ranunculus. Yeah, finished object number 1 that I want to show you today, and then the second finished object that I finished in 2023 was my Tree of Life blanket. You've seen it on the podcast many times, and it is now completed. I'm gonna make a noise when I scooch back the chair, sorry for that. Okay, there we go. This is my Tree of Life blanket. I'll also put a photo on here, and this one took me 2 years to do. It's mosaic crochet. The pattern is by the Crazy Crochet Cat Lady on Instagram, and I made it with a 4mm clover hook and Owl Pure Gold double knit yarn. So it's 100% acrylic yarn, but it's a little bit better quality. And the reason I went for it is because I absolutely love the color range that Owl Pure Gold's got. And yeah, that's my Tree of Life. The plan is not to put the border on. The plan is to eventually frame it and put it up as artwork in the home, in our house somewhere. We'll see. That's the plan. It's done. I'm very proud of it. I'm very happy it's done. It was causing a little bit of, you know, there's always that something in the back of your mind that, you know, you want it when it's done, but you don't get around to doing it for quite a while for me. So at the end of 2023, no, the last quarter of 2023, October onwards, I made a plan of what do I need to do every single day to get this blanket done. The other item that was on that plan was my Geogradient shawl. And I feel like there was another object on there. I'm not sure. It might have been the Ranunculus. I already cannot remember. But I made a plan, stuck to the plan. If I did get behind on weekends, I've put extra time in. Fortunately, I was on leave at the end of 2023 for 2 weeks. And I used that time fully to get this done. It is done. I'm happy. That's the Tree of Life. In terms of works in progress, I've been busy with a pair of socks for my husband Peter since forever. I shared it to you on the last podcast. I'm not going to show it even today because I don't know. I started with the heel flap and I made just such a mess of that heel flap, and it took me 2 weeks to do this much on the heel flap. And then I realized, but what exactly are you doing here? It's not, you know, when you do a heel flap on a sock, you do the knit one, slip one, knit one, slip one on half of the sock's circumference. You turn around and you pull your way back to the beginning of the round, and you work back and forth only on half of the sock. So what I did is I did that for like 2 rows on the heel flap, and for some reason I didn't turn again. So I ended up knitting and slipping for I don't know how many rows around the sock, and I just didn't look what I was doing. I didn't pay attention. I was like, I only knitted on that sock when I went to take the dogs for a walk in the afternoons, and sometimes I didn't even work on it. I would carry it all the way with me, but I didn't work on it. And when I saw the mistake and I was ripping back, while I was ripping back and winding up the yarn again, I was like, Leonie, you have actually lost your sock mojo. So stop it. Do not force yourself to continue knitting this sock. If you don't want to knit it right now, don't knit it. Stop it. put it in hibernation, and that's what I did. You will not see that sock for a while until the sock knitting bug bites me again. Yeah, it's not bringing me joy, so be it. The next object that I want to show you that I'm very excited about is the poisoned apple top. I have been looking at the poisoned apple top ever since I really started knitting garments. So this is a pattern by Lily Kate France, and yeah, I'm going to put a picture of the top on here somewhere, but this is how far I've got. I'm just past the bust, and the front of the top is supposed to be a sheer panel here, and you can see a little bit through this panel of mine, but I did not want it to be as sheer because I was looking to make myself a top that I could wear to the office, to date nights, to the movies, to everywhere. Just to have that little bit more of a snazzy top without being too see-through, so that it can still be something that I can wear on a daily basis to all situations. I don't feel comfortable wearing sheer see-through items to the office, for instance, so I wasn't going to do it as sheer. So the yarn that I decided on, okay, I'm keeping my project in my relatively new project bag by Knotty Habit. It's made of leather, and sorry it's too bright, you cannot really see the Knotty Habit there. It's alpaca yarn by Rowan. So the main yarn that I'm using for the main part of the top is the alpaca soft DK yarn, and the colorway, I don't know if there's a colorway, to be honest. I just shade 00230, and this is 70% virgin wool and 30% alpaca. Then for the sheer panel that I did in front, this is what the yarn looks like. This is how much I still have left. And this is the Alpaca Classic, which is made out of, let me tell you, interesting, 75% alpaca yarn and 43% cotton. And this is a little bit less or a little bit finer wool than double knit. So this one has got 120 meters on 25 grams. So if you were to convert that to 100 grams, that's always easier in my mind to quickly determine where on the weight scale it falls. So 120 times 4. To get it 25 grams or 100 grams, you have to times by 4. So 120 meters times 4 is 480 meters on 100 grams. So that is a little bit finer than DK. This is, sorry, it's not a little bit, it's a lot finer than DK. Because the fingering weight sock yarns is around 340 meters per 100 grams. So this is a very light fingering weight yarn. I don't even think it's a lace weight yet. Yeah, I don't think it's lace weight yet. So it's the Rowan Alpaca. Yeah, it's too bright. Alpaca Classic. There you go. And it also doesn't have a colorway name. The shade of this one is 00123, but it's a very dark plum, maybe garnet color, very deep dark purple, which I find very beautiful. There we go. Okay, I told you that it's a pattern by Lily Kate France, and yeah, I'm using the recommended needle sizes. I got gauge before and after blocking, which is a 4mm. So I'm using my 4mm Chai-Gu needles, and that's that. I just realized I'm all tangled up here in my yarn. Fun and games, which is not something new if you're a knitter. I don't know how this happened. There we go, I'm free. That's it. Then the last project I want to talk to you about that I'm currently making is my color block or log cabin color block blanket, and I am making a tutorial about this blanket. Let me just try and show you a bit. I'll also put a photo on here. There we go. I'm here on this section over here. I ran out of yarn. Not ran out of yarn, I was at the end of the skein, so I have to insert a new skein now. So this blanket is made with also LPO gold. I dived into my stash. I wanted to make something amazing. I wanted to make a tutorial because the tutorial that I made for the corner to corner join as you go gingham square blanket was or is still quite popular. And I have been working with so many ideas over the last year of modifying the pattern. So it's all the same techniques that you use for this log cabin square motif, and yeah, it's just a little bit something different than the square on square on square for the corner to corner join as you go method. And yeah, I'm busy making the tutorial as I go with this blanket. This hook size that I'm using is my Tulip 4.5mm hook, and I used one size up from the 4mm, which is the recommended yarn, the recommended hook for the LPO gold double knit yarn, because I wanted something that's a little bit more drapey. I don't want a stiff blanket. And yeah, so far I'm very happy with this. I have slowed down a little bit on it because it's hot. I've gone back to work, so yeah, got a lot done while I was on annual leave, and now it's quieting down a bit. But the fact that I've got only these two projects that I'm really focusing on now is helping a lot. It has reduced my stress levels. I've got 2 projects in hibernation and 3 scrappy projects that happens a little bit on Sundays. I don't stress about them, I don't worry. These are the only 2 focus projects that I have, and yeah, I hope you do not get bored of seeing the same couple of projects, but I don't think you will. So that's my current works in progress. In this video I also wanted to share my plans for making in 2024. So I'm going to head over to my computer. I will do a screen recording as I just walk through my queue, and you'll see the first item on my queue I've already started, and that's the poisoned apple top. And my plan is to just systematically work through the queue. If something comes up that I feel will fit the mood that I'm trying to create for 2024, it will move up in the queue a little bit. In fact, the queue has already changed slightly after my last video where I reviewed my 2023 makes, because of some of the suggestions I received. And yeah, let's go to my computer and then I'll be back after that. So this is my Ravelry queue that I have very carefully curated, and As I mentioned, the first top that I'm having on my queue and that I've already started making is the Poisoned Apple top by Kate France. And next up, I want to make a Sophie scarf, which is a pattern by Petite Knit. I've got a few ideas of the yarn that I want to use. I've got a few single skeins that I think would make amazing Sophie scarves. I've listed the Find a Joy socks by the Crazy Sock Lady. However, I don't think I will start with it right after the Sophie scarf. It might move down the queue a little bit. Then I've got the Only blouse by Anke Struck. This is made with fingering weight. So the yarn recommended is a silk yarn. I will most probably make it out of sock yarn that I have in my stash, or even cotton, or who knows, even both. Then I have been eyeing the Piper pocket dress by Tinderbox, Courtney Clark. Just want to open up for us so you can see a little bit better. I think it's very beautiful. It will fit into any wardrobe. And let's just go back to my queue. Here we go. Then I've also seen the Cap in Style pattern by Ronique, and I have been wanting to do a Soho Square by Jackie Rose, Soho Square by Jackie Rose for quite some time. So this pattern is very versatile, as it actually has 3 different sizes. There we go. There's 3 sizes included in the pattern. There is the Soho wrap, the Soho scarf, or the wing. And I really want to make a few of them and play around with colors. As you can see, all the different options. So to play around with some colors that actually fits my color season. And this would be a great accessory for the biggest part of the year. That's the Soho Square. Then I have the Morning Rituals sweater by Andrea Maury on my queue. The Erinome sweater by Kate France again. I'm becoming a bigger and bigger fan of Kate as we progress through my Poison Apple top. Then there's the Infinity Cardigan by Tamara L. This is also made with fingering weight. I just maybe want to show you. Here we go. There's some amazing versions, and it's very versatile in the way that you can wear it with the, I think they call it a scarf collar. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I really want to make one of these. And the next up is another pattern by Kate, the bow tie, and this is so cute. I love this. It's a tie shaped scarf, and what I really loved about this, it's a cute accessory to be worn any which way, perfect for self-striping yarns, mini skeins, or stash busting. The scarf begins with a couple of tiny knitted squares which can be easily modified. The remainder of the scarf is worked in the round, not a single purl stitch for the entire item. So this is if you even look at the yarn usage, you will need 1 skein of yarn. So this is perfect for some of my self-striping sock yarns that I have, especially if I'm saying I'm not really in the mood to knit socks currently. This might be a great way to bust some stash, as you will need 1 skein of each, or for each bow tie you make you'll need a skein. So I'm really looking forward to that. Oh goodness, let's refresh. Okay, that's the bow tie. And then next up I've got the Stony Brook vest by Valerie Hobbs, which is also very pretty. I find, or I feel like this would be a great staple piece, especially if you just want to jazz up a t-shirt, whether that be in the winter or summer, or a tank top, even like on the mannequin here, long sleeve t-shirt, short sleeve. This is going to be great for any wardrobe. Then I really want to learn some more about brioche, and I've listed the brioche basic scarf in my queue. Then there's the farm twist jacket by Jorge Locatelli. A lot of cable work. So in this year I really want to learn one or two new skills, and at the same time building a wardrobe that is functional. And the next edition that I have on here is the Rebel cardigan by Anke Strick as well. It's also a very drapey cardigan, and she gives two options, a short version and a longer version in the pattern. There's the long version. I find this very beautiful. Then there's the Tunisian crochet multi-garment. This is very cool. I love this idea. Some of the photos, let's open up. You can wear it like a shawl. There's a very nice top. It can be worn across the body. Can be worn as a scarf, a tank top, you can see there, a bolero type option. So yeah, I think this is very cool. I definitely want to make one of these. Then there's the All of the Lights cardigan, again by Jorge Locatelli. Cables, I want to learn cables this year. Then there's the Notched Hem Tank Top by Paul Soho. All of this is made with fingering weight yarns, because I've got a lot of fingering weight yarn that I want to dye myself in 2024. And this dress is stunning, or it's a tunic, but I'm sure you can adjust the length as needed. I love the color work on the yoke with the solid color on the body, and then some details in the ribbing at the bottom. I find this very beautiful as well. And that's number 20. I've got more on my queue, but I only wanted to show my top 20 that I want to make this year, if I get around to everyone. I missed the saguaro cardigan. The reason I love this is because of the puffiness of this cardigan. It's got the puff sleeves again. It's got a relatively medium decreases on the cuff. It's got some mohair in it. It's got these nice pinstripe details. I really love this, and I think it will also look very nice for work, date nights and so on. Perfect for the romantic body type. And that's it. Okay, so that is my top 20 patterns in my Ravelry queue that I want to make in 2024. So my theme and my thinking for 2024 that I want to do is, I want a wardrobe that is a little bit more stepped up. I'm struggling to find, I just want to scale up my wardrobe a little bit. So I would like to have pieces that I can wear to the office, to date nights, to movie nights, coffee with friends, you know, just something a little bit more. And I also want to curate a wardrobe where everything fits each other. And that's why I bought some Ashford dies. There we go. I got 3 thus far, and the one color is fuchsia, the next is black, and I've got gold. And I bought these colors because I did a video last year in October where I just talked a little bit, where I went on a mission to find my body type, my color season, and so on. And I am a dark winter. It seems like dark winter and deep winter is the same thing. Correct me if I'm wrong down below in the comments. And then I also bought in 2022 bulk sock yarn, fingering weight sock yarn, 75% nylon, 75% supervised merino, 25% nylon. So I want to dye my own yarn, and a lot of the patterns in my queue is for fingering weight yarns. So I'm going to dye my own yarn, I'm going to make the garments, and everything needs to fit each other. That's the plan. So what I want to do is, when I decide I'm going to make if I decided I want to make set garment, I am going to make 1 or 2 skeins extra so that I can have the same dye lot on a garment and maybe a Sophie scarf or a Soho square, whether that be a wink or the big throw. Who knows? We'll see. That's my plan. If you have any pattern suggestions for me that you feel might be appropriate for a little bit of a next level garment that I can make for professional wearing as well as more elegant wear, please leave me a comment below. I would appreciate it. And then in terms of life, next week I am traveling a bit, and I will be traveling a bit for work in the next quarter or 2, maybe 3. And yeah, not much knitting that's going to happen. So on that note, I don't know if I'll be back next week or the week after, or if it will be a month before I'm sitting down to have a podcast again. We will see how life goes. Not going to stress about it. I wish you all a great week, a great month. May you be blessed and be filled with love and laughter. And I'll see you next time. Bye.